Hi everyone, how are you? I don't think there's anyone on yet, so I'll wait a couple seconds, but in the meantime, I will introduce myself. My name is Dr. Danielle Zanzarov. I am the Director of Holistic Health Services here at South Bay Wellness. And one of the things I do is I run our Vitalife Weight Loss Program. And I want to just share with you, one of my clients came in and she coined it the Quarantine 15 is what they're calling it. So the Quarantine 15 is, y'all heard of the Freshman 15, right? So apparently the Quarantine 15 is the new name for all the weight that people are gaining while they're on quarantine. So I want to share with you a little bit today about how you can avoid the Quarantine 15, okay? So bear with me here, okay? We're going to go through several different things and actions that you can take. So the first action you can take to avoid the Quarantine 15 is to go ahead and be mindful about your eating. And I know mindfulness is a big word. It's one of those popular things today. But I want to share with you my ABCDs. So we call these Dr. Z's ABCDs of mindful eating, because I think that they are really powerful and I know that they have been very helpful for many of my clients. So the ABCDs of mindful eating. So A is to first pay attention to your food. People are like, what? Of course I pay attention. Well, most of us, we usually, or speak for myself here, we usually just inhale our food. We don't necessarily pay attention to what it is that we're about to eat. But paying attention to our food is really important for several different reasons. First, when we pay attention to our food before we eat, we bring ourselves into a space where our body is then able to begin the digestive process, to feel safe, to feel comfortable, and to know that, hey, it's eating time. So when we pay our attention to our food, digestion actually begins. I know some of you are like, wait a second, Danielle, digestion begins when you start chewing. It begins in your mouth, right? No, digestion actually begins when we put the focus on what it is that we're about to eat. So when we see our food, we smell our food, that sends signals from our brain down to our digestive system, hey, food is coming. So that's the real start of digestion. So A is pay attention. B is breathe. You want to breathe before you begin eating. And the reason I say this is, first of all, we normally don't spend enough of our lives actually breathing. And I don't mean the shallow stuff that we do day in and day out all the time. I mean actual focused breath where we calm down our nervous system, where we bring our body back into balance. So before you go to eat, you want to stop and deep breath in, out. And what that does is, again, it rebalances your body. It gets your body prepared for digestion. We spend so much time in a chronic state of stress. So when our body's in stress, it's in that fight or flight mode, right? So our body thinks we're going to run from a tiger. It doesn't know that that's not what we're doing, because biologically that's what it thinks we're doing. But what happens is we never run from that tiger. And so we end up with elevated cortisol levels. And when we do that, when our body thinks we got to run from the tiger, its focus is not on the digestion. That's the least of its worries, right? All your blood, all the attention is on the extremities of your body. So when we take a deep breath, we bring ourselves back into balance. So B is for breath. C is for chew. And this is really important, okay? So chew, 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 and chew. If you want to avoid the Quarantine 15, spend a little time, extra time, chewing your food. And here's why. So first of all, you bring the mindfulness to your food. Second of all, you actually get to enjoy your food and taste your food. There's plenty of times when I eat, I know, where I'm not even tasting my food, right? How many of you have had that? I know some of you have probably had that experience, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I'm done already. So take the time to chew your food. And again, that's going to enhance your digestion as well. So I challenge you, chew your food at least 30 bites before you swallow, okay? I know that's an enormous amount. So A, pay attention. B, breathe. C, chew. And then we have D. D is for delay. Delay before you take your next bite. So when you delay before you take your next bite, you bring your attention again to what it is that you're doing. You bring your attention to the fact that you're eating. You also slow down your eating process. And it gives you an opportunity to really register when it is that you're full, okay? So, Dr. Z's ABCDs of mindful eating: A, attention; B, breathe; C, chew; and D is for delay. The next thing that I would like you to do in order to avoid the quarantine 15, right, is to ask yourselves a couple of questions before you begin to eat. You know, the first question is, am I really hungry? I did this last night, right? I went to go grab something to eat and I was like, wait a second, am I really hungry? And I wasn't really hungry. I was just going to sit down and get ready to study. And that was like, oh, trigger, go get something, right? No, I wasn't really hungry. So I stopped what I was doing and I regrouped. I grabbed my cup of tea and I sat down to study. So oftentimes we'll eat, especially in, times of crisis like this where we're not fully, in balance and mindful and paying attention, but we're not really eating because we're hungry. We're eating for something else. And sometimes we eat because we're stressed out. Sometimes we eat because we're bored. Sometimes we eat because it gives us a feeling and a sense of control, okay? And sometimes we eat because it's just like automatic pilot, right? You come home, first thing I do, I go grab something to eat. But maybe we're not really hungry and it's not time to eat yet. So the first question I want you to ask yourself is, am I hungry? Now, I also want to share with you the difference between being hungry and craving, right? Because there are times when we're not really hungry, we're just craving something. Maybe we had a meal before that was not balanced, or maybe we saw a commercial or saw an ad or something popped up in our Facebook feed talking about eating, right? Now we're like, oh, I want to go get something to eat, okay? But when we have cravings, it's different than true hunger. If you're truly hungry, then you'll eat anything. So if you're truly hungry, you'll go grab some vegetables and eat your vegetables and be perfectly satiated with it. When you're craving, it's like the only thing I can eat that's going to make me feel good is a chocolate brownie, right? So be mindful of the difference between what it is that you're hungry and what it is that you're just craving things. Anybody experience a difference of being hungry versus craving? You can just type in there, I know exactly what you mean, Danielle. Go ahead and leave a comment. Leave a comment and let us know that you have had that experience before, or where you've had that experience where you've caught yourself where you're like eating and you're like, wait a second, I'm not really hungry, okay? So we're gonna be aware of the mindful of the quarantine 15 and let that go by the wayside. So we emerge from our quarantine being much better health than when we started the quarantine. Then we really want to pay attention to things like when we're hungry and when we're eating. Okay, so first question was, am I hungry? The next question is, does this serve me? So you really want to get real with yourself and say, okay, I'm going to eat this thing. Does it serve me? Is this what my body needs? Does my body need a great big huge salad right now? Maybe, right? Because you'll have all those extra phytonutrients and help boost our immune system, which is what we're all focused on right now. We should all be focused on boosting our immune system, okay? Or am I going to have this cookie? And is this cookie going to serve me? Well, if you have a commitment to emerge from COVID-19 with better health and looking awesome, then the cookie isn't really going to serve what you said that you're committed to, okay? So your second question is, does this serve me? And then your third question is there a better option? So you always want to stop and think, okay, this is what I'm about to eat, but is there a better option? Now, I know everyone's house is stocked. We're only going grocery shopping as little as possible, and so we're buying more stuff, and so many people have more food in their house than they normally have in their house. Many people have more junk food in the house than they normally have in the house. So you want to stop and you want to ask yourself, does this serve me, and is there a better choice? Because, what's right in front of you in the moment may not be the best choice for you and for your health and for your body, okay? So those are some ways that you're going to bring some mindfulness to your eating. You're going to use the ABCDs. Pay attention to your food, breathe, chew, and delay, okay? And then ask yourself those questions. Am I hungry? Okay? Does this serve me? And is there a better choice? All right, so that's one thing you can do for the Quarantine 15. Another thing that I am encouraging all of our clients to do to avoid the Quarantine 15 is make sure that your home is appropriately stocked with food. Now, I've been to the grocery stores. I know the fruits and veggies are in abundance, right? It's the other stuff that seems to be lacking, that and toilet paper. But go ahead and make sure that the next time you go out or you order your groceries in, that you have an abundance of fruits and vegetables available in your house. And if you're like, Danielle, I don't like vegetables, my response is, hey, find just one that you like and enjoy and just start there, okay? But now's also a good time. There are some people who have more time on their hands right now, and if you're one of those people, this is an excellent time to clean out your pantry, clean out your refrigerator. Look and see what's in there. Do you have stuff in your pantry or your refrigerator that has sugar? Do you have stuff in your pantry or your refrigerator that has food dyes? Do you have anything in there that has artificial sweeteners like Splenda or sucralose? Do you have things in there with hydrogenated oils? Go through and clean everything out. Those are things that don't serve your body, okay? So be mindful and clean out your closet and your pantries at this time. That's a great way to avoid the Quarantine 15, okay? The next thing I want you to do is get out and get moving, okay? This is the best time to get out and get moving. We are allowed to go outside and go for walks, okay? You can do stuff in your house if you would like to do stuff in your house. There's a lot of free videos, workout videos, and services that are abundantly available right now online. So find a way to get your body moving. And the best thing about getting your body moving, besides the Quarantine 15, right, is that you're going to actually feel better. And as you feel better, you become even more motivated to make choices for your body, especially when it comes to eating, that are empowering for your body. Okay, so you really want to get out there and get moving. And if you haven't moved in years, just go out for a walk. Today in particular happens to be a beautiful day, but it's spring and the weather is improving, and that sunshine is an excellent immune booster for helping to prevent COVID-19, right? So get out and get moving. The next thing that is going to be very helpful in avoiding the Quarantine 15 is being mindful of your stress levels. So I think everyone's got a little bit of a heightened sense of anxiety and depression and all of that right now. And we need to mitigate that. So how do you do that? Well, yes, you can get moving. Yes, you can eat better. Yes, you can be more mindful. But I also encourage you to turn off your electronics, okay? Turn off social media, turn off the TV. There's so much fear that's present right now. And that fear brings our body into this tense, tight state of stress. Again, where we're not digesting our food, so we're putting on the weight because our digestion isn't working. But it also brings us into a state of fear that lowers our immunity as well. Okay, so remove those stressful items. And for those of you who are like, well, I can't get away from my kids, I'm stuck all the time. Find something new, something fun to do for everybody. But first start with turning off the electronics, okay? TV, social media, remove those first and just try to be present in the moment. For some people, meditation works. For some people, again, exercise works. Whatever you need to do to lower down that stress. Now, I also know that these are scary times and people are stressed out, and some people are having a difficult time coping with that. And I know a lot of people do reach for food, hence the Quarantine 15. I did not make that up, right? And I did not make up all the social media posts about how people are going to emerge, 20 pounds heavier. That's a real thing, and stress can sometimes contribute to that. So if you're feeling really like you're out of control and you can't bring in control to take care of your health and take care of your eating, then reach out and get help. I mean, I know here at South Bay Wellness, our counselors, our mental health counselors are working overtime to assist people with everything that's going on. So reach out and get help. You don't have to do it alone. And then, of course, for those of you who are just ready to take on the Quarantine 15 or maybe take on the weight that you've been looking to take on, then give us a call. The Vitalife program is extraordinary, right? And we guarantee that you lose a minimum of 20 pounds in those 40 days. So yes, we do it remotely. You do not have to, break the rules of quarantine. We will definitely make sure that you're taken care of. And then for those of you who are tuning in also, just an update on our inventory. So everybody should be supporting their immune system. If you are not taking your vitamin D, your vitamin C, your zinc, your melatonin right now, then you really, really ought to be. So I am happy to report that our vitamin C is back in full stock, and so is our zinc. So I highly recommend that you contact our office. Just for those of you who don't know, we are doing supplement orders and pickups. You can order online, you can call us, you can send the office a text message. You send in your orders, and then pickups are available on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 11 to 1. If those times don't work for you, we will find a time that works for you. We also, if you order online, we can also ship directly to your home. But if you're not taking those things, get on it. And if you want to avoid the Quarantine 15, it's also a time to make sure that you've got your digestive enzymes, to make sure that you're taking your HCl and your activator, to make sure you're keeping up on your fermented foods and your probiotics. So there's lots that you can do to combat the Quarantine 15. All right, everyone, that's all for today. I hope that you got something out of this so the Quarantine 15 doesn't find you. Practice your ABCDs of mindful eating. Ask yourself, am I hungry? Does this serve me? Is there a better option? Stock your home with fruits and vegetables. De-stress, and if you need help, get the help that you need. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Alex, it's awesome to see you too, and thank you for the shout out there. All right, everyone, have a great Saturday.